Hello everyone, and today yesterday I got to see the movie Man from U.N.C.L.E, mainly because in my opinion, there's been no good movies the last week and a half really. And A Man from U.N.C.L.E is essentially directed by Richie and stars Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill in this almost movie based off an old TV show that is placed in the era of the CIA and the KGB type of Cold War era, and it puts these two characters, essentially Napoleon Solo, played by Henry Cavill, off of Man of Steel fame, and Ilya Kuzmin, played by Armie Hammer from the Social Network, in that terrible Lone Ranger movie. That movie is terrible. But in this movie, essentially is directed by Richie, and honestly, when I remember seeing the trailer for this movie about 2 weeks ago, I wasn't that thrilled by the trailer, honestly, mainly because it just kind of average to me, and it just seemed honestly kind of average, really. But it was the personal intrigue and a certain type of good critical acclaim this movie got, and my own personal love for Guy Ritchie films. Like, I love rock and roll, and I really freaking love there's 2 Sherlock Holmes movies that he has directed, and I know not a lot of people are big fan of those Sherlock Holmes movies personally, but I personally gotta say I really freaking enjoy them a lot. So going to this movie, I kind of saw it on my own rights, and I was not expecting that much, but I gotta say, I was personally surprised with this movie. I actually had some fairly fun with it. I enjoyed the era it was depicted in, mainly because I do really enjoy like Cold War era type of movies, like The Hunt for Red October and many more that are not all like full out World War I or World War II movies, which is just most action or just showing type of a propaganda feel. But no, it kind of feels like with Cold War era movies, there's much more subjective tackling approach to it, because there was never any real drawn out conflict within it. Therefore, I think much more of the behind the scenes is much more up to your own interpretation, which I think is somewhat interesting, and you can add on more fiction to that realm, and I think that's really interesting, even though it is based in reality. And I gotta say that the 2 main leads in this movie in my opinion, do give some pretty good performances. They give fairly solid performances, and I thought they both had pretty good chemistry with each other. I thought they had good chemistry, of course, and whenever they would bounce off each other and they were talking with each other and friendly with each other and arguing and all that, I actually believed the chemistry. I thought they were good, but they were nowhere near as good as Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, but that's inevitable comparing to his old with his new films. And I do really like almost like the visual style to this film, and I really thought it was quite nice. It's quite sleek, it did have this almost like this posh type of make fun feel to itself, but it had a great feeling of self-acknowledgement, but also had great style and great class and great feel for its own self. And the directing is very sharp. It's very well focused, and it's very, if anything, it's very well focused on just like how Guy Ritchie has such a center grade ideal when he makes his films. I love it when he does that, because he knows how to bring up both the grittiness and the tone truly well done, and I like that. And I thought the consistency within the story and the characters I thought was pretty decent. But, you know, it's not really perfect, because I do think there's a lot of moments where it feels like the story is kind of jumbled. This is my problem with the movie, is that I do think the story feels kind of jumbled, and that I do think not only the story do I think is jumbled, of course, but I do think the way it kind of comes out with the conclusion is a bit too far-fetched, and the way it goes does seem a little a little bit ludicrous or insane. There's a lot of moments where the film does expect you to really loosen your own sense of disbelief, and I understand that, but there's a lot of moments where I'm just like, I was completely taken out by how far-fetched and ridiculous this movie was, and I just thought there's a lot of moments where I'm just like, where I was completely just nothing more but rolling my eyes. I'm like, Christ, this movie's dumb. Like, I enjoy a lot of this film, but my God, was it stupid. And I mean, really fucking stupid at times, and I couldn't help but think to myself, please just have more to it. And I will say, it's like, for this type of movie, like I said before, that tackles the Cold War era, it doesn't have much meat to it. It's much more mystery than action from than I may have thought. But then again, I think my expectations were a bit too low with this film, so I thought I may have just gotten some fun with it. But I will say, at the very most of the film, it feels like it doesn't have that much action or conflict with itself, and I feel like it's really missing that. It feels like it needs a big conclusion, although even though the ending is great, the main conclusion feels really lacking at times. But in the end, I actually found myself really enjoying The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I thought it was pleasantly fun. I was honestly quite surprised with it, and the two main leads have great chemistry. In the end, if you had to ask me what was like if you had to ask me like what was this is kind of like, it's like in August of this month, there was 2 movies that were really great: Straight Outta Compton and The Gift. 2 movies I thought were fun and good but not great were this and American Ultra. 2 terrible ones, Sinister 2 and Agent 47. But essentially, this month has 2 good, 2 bad, 2 fun. And that's it. What I think it is. It's just a fun, good movie, and it's kind of like this perfect feeling of itself. Like, it knows what it is, but it's really ridiculous, and it does need you to believe itself in such a ridiculous manner. But in the end, I thought The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a good, fun experience that I sincerely do not regret seeing in the theaters. I'm going to give The Man from U.N.C.L.E. a 65%. That is my rating for this movie. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my review of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I really do hope you enjoy it, and stick around as always for me to subscribe to Jack Newton here on YouTube, to check out to see more reviews as always. Till then, everyone, thank you for watching. I will see you in the future for more videos as always. Till then, I'll see you then. I am out. Goodbye.